Today we're going to look at a brand new product from Dormakaba. This is our RAC5 XT. Unlike the SR1 or the Quantum RCU that we've seen before, those were designed to be either self-contained or real close reader and panel, where it was still a standalone product where you had to visit the door to make the programming changes or pull audit trails out of it. Now we've moved to the RAC5 XT. This is a product that can either be standalone or online. Has network connection inside of it, so you can put it on the network, let it talk directly back to that community software. We can get live audit trails. We can, do all our programming, everything through the network. We still have to initially take the handheld to it just to program the initial settings into it, but after that, we got it all on the network, especially for those live audit trails for you. So let's look at what's in the box here. Now I've already opened the box. This actually comes in a large box. It's got real good padding on it to help protect this panel during shipping. We've got one small box here that has our power supply harness in it. So basically this is a transformer and yellow wire. I've went ahead and connected the wire to the transformer, but this is what you get. I'm going to set it to the side. This box has our reader in it, and I went ahead and pre-wired the reader just to save us some time here. But this is our flush mount reader. It's a 4-conductor, so you've got your 2 power wires and 2 data wires. This one does have Bluetooth. It's got our Bluetooth antenna on the back. You can also get this as a surface mount reader if you wanted to. This is the surface mount version, could even be mounted on a mullion. So we're going to work the flush mount today. It also comes with a hardware pack that has the keys to the panel. I've already opened them. It's got your connectors so that you can run wires through the side of the panel if you need to. It's got a few B connectors, anchors, stuff like that. I want to point out it also has 2 diodes in here. Very important when you're hooking this up to use the diodes so that we don't get any kind of run back of electricity back from the door lock to the panel and cause any problems with our panel. So when you're wiring that up, read the instructions please. Use these diodes to protect everything. So I'm going to set those to the side and go ahead and open up this panel here. Before I do, look at the front of it. We actually have 2 LEDs right here, make it easy to see. One's power status, one is battery status. That way we can see at a glance that the panel has power and that the battery's there connected and working. So if I open this up, now I'm going to go ahead and take the door off for a minute just to set it to the side. You see one big difference between the SR1 and this panel. The SR1 was real small, just double gang box, but it also did not include a power supply. Right here, in this version, we actually have an Altronics 201 ULB power supply. It's a 2 amp power supply. It's enough to run our panel and a lock out there, or 2. This actually, depending on current rating, I give you that disclaimer, check what your current draw is on your locks versus what the panel can put out. Make sure you're within that. But we do have a 2 amp power supply. It runs the panel. We have battery backup here with it, and the battery's strapped in real nice for you so it stays there. You don't have to worry about it moving around. And just a side note, we do have the RAC5 multi-floor controller. The RAC5 MFC for elevator control looks pretty much identical to this panel, except it's got little relay boards down here on these standoffs for your elevator floor control. Other than that, pretty much the same panel. So I wanted to point that out to you. But on our panel here, we're already pre-wired from the power supply to the panel to power up the panel. Makes resetting the panel real easy. I can just unplug that, plug it back in, that resets the panel. I'm gonna go ahead while I'm right here and wire up my transformer. Just go ahead and get that done. Show you where it connects. It's kind of easy. There's 2 screw terminals down here labeled transformer input. Can't get much easier than that. So I'm going to take my screwdriver, and what I like, this actually has the square washers under here so that I don't have to loop the wire around a screw or anything like that. I can just slide it right underneath that square washer. When I tighten that screw down, it's going to bite on that washer's going to bite on that wire and hold it in place. Makes my job as an installer a lot easier. So I've got those wired up. Not going to plug in my transformer yet because we want to wire some parts up. These little cables here, just so you know, your red and black are your battery, black to black, red to red. Come on, try to make it easy. And then this is your harness for your LEDs on the panel door. Now if I look back, my yellow one is my battery, my red one is my AC power. So when I go to hook it up on the panel door, it doesn't really matter which one's which. I put yellow on the LED that says battery, I put orange on the LED that says power, and then the little red harness here plugs to both of them. It's got a little jumper there, so it plugs to both of them. That way you have your power status at the door. We also, on the back side of the panel here, we kind of give you a wiring diagram to make it easy. I mean, it shows you right here where your lock connects, shows where your readers connect, gives you all your connections down here on the chart. We try to make it easy for you. And then, just to show you this, it does have the MAC address here since this is an online panel. Connects to your network. There's the MAC address of that network card. If I flip this over, I also have the model number, the part number of this, the serial number of the panel, what its voltage is, all that data right here on a sticker. So if you ever need to call tech support or anything, you can tell them exactly what you have here. So I'm going to set that to the side again. I've got my card reader here that I want to connect up. One nice thing here, these are push-in connectors. So I go to here, I got reader 1 power here, reader 2 power here, because hey, I can put 2 readers on this panel, control 2 separate doors. That's another thing I can't do with the SR1. SR1 is single door only. This can control 1 door or 2 doors. So I'm going to go ahead for door 1 here, and I'm going to slide my red in the power one. I'm going to slide my black in the ground one. I'm going to slide my white one in reader 1 data positive. Now I'm just pushing these pieces down with my thumb and sliding the wire in. My green's reader 1 data negative. So I've got that wired up now. My door contacts for door 2, I'm going to wire it right here. It's a Form C relay. I've got normally open, normally closed, and common. That wires to my door. Door 1 is up here at the top. I've got lock 1, normally open, normally closed, and common. I also have some lock power ports right here to give the power for my locks. Remember, these are just relays. They're not power. They're a relay. I also have 2 black switches here. One right here where I can bypass the lock. So I can flip that switch and actually temporarily trip that relay for the lock to unlock the door if I need to for testing purposes. You know, somebody says, hey, your door's not working. You can check to see if it's something beyond the panel or before the panel simply by flipping the switch and see if the door unlocks. There's for door 1, here's for door 2 down here. So those are real easy. There's your programming port right here at the top. It's a micro USB port. And then over here on the right side, I've got my door status inputs and my request exit inputs, my panel tamper. Got a little panel tamper here. So again, with the online panel, we can get notifications out of it. I'm going to go ahead and connect up my wires. You won't be able to see it on the overhead, but I'm going to connect my wires up on the door here just so I can get this status when I do power up this panel. And again, I said yellow is for the battery, so that's the bottom one here. Orange is for AC, that's the top one. So I've got all it hooked up. I'm going to go ahead and plug in my transformer. So I plugged it in. I'm going to go ahead and connect my battery. Now I saw my reader flash at me saying it had power. So I connect my battery up. And if I've done everything right, I should get a valid card read here with my construction credential. And I do. So I don't have a door wired up for you to see it actually unlock and all that, but I've showed you how to wire up the reader to it, how to wire up the auxiliary pieces, what all's included. I've told you where to wire your door contacts at, your door locks at, lock 1, lock 2. You've got your request to exit and door status inputs, things like that over here, so you can actually get door ajar, door propped open, that kind of stuff. You've got all that over here. So This is our panel. This is how it works. There's your network connection to plug it into your network. Kind of an upgrade of the SR1 where we get 2 doors in one panel and online status and everything. This is our RAC5 XT, and again, the RAC5 MFC multi-floor controller for elevators is a very similar panel, and take a look at that too. Thank you very much.